There's a moment every man experiences in his life, a moment he never sees coming, a moment that flips everything he believed about love, loyalty, and relationships. And the truth is, most men discover it far too late. But once you see it, once the illusion breaks, everything changes. Suddenly, the power dynamic you thought she had disappears, and for the first time, you finally understand why you gave everything. It always felt like it was never enough. Have you ever wondered why you chased while she pulls back? Why you remain confused, even though you tried your best? Why you question yourself, your worth, your effort, even when you know you loved with sincerity? It's not because you're weak. It's because you were blind to the patterns shaping your reality. Patterns no one taught you to recognize. Patterns designed to make you feel like the problem, when the truth is, you were simply uninformed. Most men don't struggle because they're not enough. They struggle because they don't understand the rules of the game they're playing. But once the illusion cracks, once clarity hits, a man doesn't become bitter. He becomes dangerous, because clarity is power, and power reshapes everything. Here's where it begins. Love isn't always love. Most men grow up believing I love you means unconditional loyalty. That affection will stay the same through highs and lows. But watch closely. Affection rises when you provide. It fades when you struggle. Warmth returns when you become useful again. That's not devotion. That's conditional attachment wearing a romantic mask. And once you see it, truly see it, something inside you shifts. You stop bleeding effort with no return. You stop giving blindly. You start observing instead of assuming. You start valuing actions instead of promises. You pay attention to how you're treated on your worst day, not just your best. And that clarity doesn't turn you cold. It turns you powerful. Then comes the truth most men never realize. Attention is currency, and men spend it like water. Unlimited texting, instant replies, compliments on repeat, constant reassurance. You think you're building connection, but you're actually drowning your own value. Nothing loses worth faster than what's always available. Attention given freely becomes forgettable. Attention given intentionally becomes magnetic. When you pull back with purpose, not anger, not punishment, but balance, your silence speaks louder than any words. Your absence becomes a message. Suddenly, the same person who once took you for granted now studies every shift in your energy. Then comes emotional control, the hidden superpower most men never develop. Men are raised to react, to panic, to chase the moment they feel distance, to explain themselves the second they sense tension. But every time you react, you hand over control. Tests, withdrawal, silence, pressure, these are levers, and predictable men are their favorite toys. But when a man masters calm, the levers snap. The silent treatment loses its effect. Tears no longer derail him. Mood swings no longer shake his frame. Calm isn't cold. Calm is command. Calm is when you stop being readable. And suddenly, you become the kind of man she respects because she can manipulate what she can predict. The next shift happens when you stop treating patterns like fate and start treating them like data. When affection disappears, you don't chase. When tone changes, you don't panic. When someone withdraws, you don't rush into fixing what you didn't break. You pause. You observe. You hold your position. And that pause becomes the moment you stop being playable. Then comes one of the deepest truths. Options change everything. Most men live like they have none, like she's the only woman who will ever want them. That scarcity mindset creates neediness, and neediness kills attraction. But options aren't given to men, they're built. Through discipline, through skills, through strength, through purpose, through consistency. When a man builds options, his energy transforms. He stops begging for attention. He stops accepting disrespect. He stops clinging to anyone who treats him like a backup plan. A man with options moves differently. He speaks differently. He chooses differently. And women feel that shift instantly. A man with options isn't afraid to walk away because he can. And at the core of all of this lies self-respect. Most men will sacrifice everything for love, but won't draw a line for themselves. They tolerate lies. They accept excuses. They trade their dignity for closeness. They stay where their presence is taken for granted. But self-respect is the line in the sand. Without it, you're negotiable. With it, you become undeniable. Boundaries are not walls, they're rules of engagement. Cross him, and access is revoked. Respect first, everything else. Second, when a man finally understands all of this, his entire life shifts. He guards his attention because he knows it has value. He controls his reactions because he knows they determine his power. He builds options not for revenge, but for freedom. He becomes unshakable, unmanipulable, untouchable. He stops dancing for approval. He stops negotiating for affection. He stops allowing emotions to be used as weapons against him. And when he reaches that level, everything changes. The illusion collapses. The old tactics fail. The silent treatments lose their impact. The emotional games fall apart. He becomes selective. He becomes steady. He becomes magnetic. And most importantly, he becomes himself, the man he was meant to be before the world convinced him to earn love by losing himself. This is the message we share here on the Stoic Flame. If this resonates with you, support the channel. Like, subscribe, and continue your journey to becoming the strongest, calmest, most dangerous version of yourself. Stay focused. Stay disciplined. Stay stoic.